two-day event is Bridging Gaps, Building Trust, Strengthening India's Insolvency and Valuation Framework. Your resignation and welcome tea is still continuing, but we are about to begin the program very soon. At 12:15 sharp, the program will begin. I request you to please gather and take your seats. Thank you so much. Delighted to welcome you to the third National Convention of Insolvency Professionals and Registered Valuers, hosted by the ICSI Eastern Regional Office. The theme for this transformative two-day event is Bridging Gaps, Building Trust, Strengthening India's Insolvency and Valuation Framework. Your resignation and welcome tea is still continuing, but we are about to begin the program very soon. At 12:15 sharp, the program will begin. I request you to please gather and take your seats. Thank you so much.
Recording in progress.
Our esteemed dignitaries have arrived, and we are about to start the program very soon. Before starting, I would request everyone to please keep your phones in silent mode. I would request all the guests, all the dignitaries who are outside, please come and join us in the hall. The program is about to begin very shortly. Thank you.
The youth today mostly believe in relishing life and self indulgence. While it is natural to not think of any kind of mishap when you are young, but it is definitely prudent to prepare yourself in case of any adversity. Life's significant moments usually require a promise. Promise to love, cherish, guard, and protect. And an important part of keeping those promises is ensuring that your loved ones would be financially okay in the times of distress or need. The company secretary's benevolent fund creates a security umbrella and provides reasonable safety to the company secretaries who are members of the CSBF and the dependent family members in times of distress. The Company Secretaries Benevolent Fund was established by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India in the year 1976. CSBF is a society registered with the Registrar of Societies, New Delhi, under the Societies Registration Act 1860. CSBF is recognized under Section 12A of the Income Tax Act 1961. The subscription or contribution to the fund qualify for deduction under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act 1961. Let's take a look at the major benefits of becoming a life member of CSBF. You can become a life member of CSBF by making an application in Form A along with one-time subscription of rupees 10,000. Register now and join the relentless pursuit of protecting your family. Don't wait until it's too late. Become a proud member of CSBF. For further clarification, visit www.icsi.edu/csbf/home.
Once again, a very warm welcome in this significant gathering. We are privileged to host you today as we deliberate on our core theme bridging gaps, building trust, strengthening India's insolvency and valuation framework. This session also marks the proud celebration of the CCGRT Foundation Day. Can I please have a round of applause? Now it is my honor to invite our esteemed dignitaries to the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming them with a resounding round of applause. Today we have with us Ms. Pita Pandey, IAS, Principal Secretary, Department of Public Enterprise and Industrial Reconstruction. She will be escorted to the dais by CS Sandeep Kumar Kejriwal, Council Member, ICSI and Program Director. Ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you with us. We are followed by our ICSI leadership, CS Manish Kumar Gupta, sir, former President and Central Council Member, CS Rupanjana De, Central Council Member, ICSI, CS Anuj Saraswat, Chairman, ICSI EIRC. A very warm welcome to everyone on stage. We also proudly announce that Honorable Minister Shri Babul Supriyo, Minister in charge, Information Technology and Electronics and Public Enterprises and Industrial Reconstruction, Government of West Bengal, has kindly consented to address the National Convention virtually as our chief guest. He may join us any moment. With the dais now illuminated by the presence of these distinguished personalities, may I now request everyone to please stand for the recitation of ICSI motto song.
उम्मीद के अंबर में हम बन के खिले जो रोशनी कह देंगे हम संसार को कोई लक्ष्य नामुमकिन नहीं ज्ञान के और न्याय के हर राह को थामे हुए चल पड़े हैं झूम कर बस गीतिए गाते हुए सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर सत्यम वद धर्मम चर कदमों की हर एक गूंज में बस जीत का एहसास हो राष्ट्र प्रगति पथ पे हो और आत्मबल की आस हो जब भी चले इस भाव से खुलते गए हैं रास्ते आवाज हमने दिल से दी है गीत ये गाते हुए सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर हर उन्नति के रंग में हर भारतीय हाथ हो उद्यम हो या उद्योग हो हर ओर अपना साथ हो जाना शिखर तक है हमें सच की कलाई थाम कर हम जीत के सुर छेड़ेंगे गीत ये गाते हुए सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर सत्यम भगत धर्मम चर
Thank you. Please kindly take your seats. A special thanks to all our participants, stakeholders, and attendees who have joined us today to make this event a grand success. Without further ado, let us embark on today's journey of knowledge and dialogue. We shall now proceed with the formal introduction of our esteemed dignitaries. It is my honor to hand over the mic to our dynamic chairman, CS Anuj Saraswat, sir, for the introductions. So please.
Hello. Thank you, Anushree, for a wonderful start to the third National Convention of Insolvency Professional and Registered Valuers. I take this honor and privilege to welcome all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and also the persons who have joined, the members and the students who have joined us virtually in this program, full of energy, full of enthusiasm. it is my privilege to introduce the galaxy of eminent personalities. We are profoundly honored to have with us a chief guest who will be joining us later on in the day, Sri Babul Supriyo, Honorable Minister, Minister in charge Information Technology and Electronics and Public Enterprise and Industrial Reconstruction, Government of West Bengal. I would also like to inform you that the motto song which was being played was sung by none other than Babul Supriyo. So can we have a huge round of applause for our chief guest? We are also equally honored to welcome and distinguished guest of honor, Sri Vivek Gupta, who will be joining us in a short while. He has been stuck up in a traffic, so he'll be joining us very shortly. We also have with us guest of honor, Ms. Smita Pandey, IS, the Dynamic Principal Secretary of Department of Public Enterprise and Industrial Reconstruction. Can we have a huge round of applause for ma'am? From the heart of our institute leadership, we profoundly welcome CS Sandeep Kumar Kejriwal, a respected Central Council member of ICSI and distinguished program director for this convention. We are also honored to have with us CS Manish Kumar Gupta, sir, former president of ICSI, whose past leadership has shaped our present path. And finally, we are further joined by a dynamic lady from the East, CS Rupanjana De, another esteemed Central Council member of ICSI. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of past presidents of ICSI, Nisar Ahmed sir and Mahesh Shah sir. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of other regional council members and central council members present in this August gathering. Well, insolvency professionals not merely changed the way the financial distress is being addressed, but has fundamentally transformed the culture of credit, accountability, and corporate discipline. While the registered valuers provide the backbone of credibility and objectivity to the entire insolvency ecosystem. You both are the problem solvers, value preservers, ethical leaders, and guardians of public trust. Can we have a huge round of applause for our guest of honor, Vivek Gupta, sir?
मैम आप इस तरफ आप इधर होइए सर इधर सर आप इधर ही बैठिए प्लीज मतलब द सेम
So back again, this esteemed gathering of guests and professionals on the screen and off the screen would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of our central leadership led by a dynamic president CS Dhananjay Shukla sir. So एक बार उनके लिए भी जोरदार तालियां हो जानी चाहिए. Our vice president Pawanji Chandak sir, who was also poised to be in this program, but due to a last-minute change, he was supposed to leave for Madurai, and he could not have been possible. So, in absentia, our Vice President Pawanji Chandak. Well, when we talk about this national convention, I fondly remember that Sandeep Kejriwal sir gave me a call 2 months back that Anuj, we are planning for a big program in the city of Joy. And he told me that this date is going to be around 13th and 14th of December. मेरा सबसे पहले जो दिमाग में बात आई थी वो थी, sir, Messi is going to be in the city. He said, Messi है तो क्या हुआ? We are bound to create history. And sir, we have created history in the city of Joy. So let me once again welcome you all, the esteemed dignitaries, the members, the students in the city of Joy to this third national convention of registered valuers and insolvency professionals. I also take this honor to thank all the members and the students who have joined here physically and virtually, and all the EIRC officials, the CCGRT officials, and the team from the Central Council, the team from the insolvency professional, and the team from the registered valuers who have taken all their efforts in making this program a success. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the warm welcome, sir. We are now honored to invite CS Rupanjana De, our respected council member of ICSI, to share her valuable insights on the convention's theme.
Honorable guest of honor, Madam Smita Pandey um, Shri Vivek Gupta ji, you have been kind to grace this, I mean, come here in this, location of our institute. I think this is the third time, or maybe the second time, to at least I know. So last time you also planted a tree here. So and of course, President of Dhananjay Shukla ji, and in his in absentia, and former president of ICSICS Manish Gupta, during whose tenure this particular premise was inaugurated. It is a little more than 2 years from today. So, like this is actually a double honor for me, because I'm not only welcoming all of you to this particular convention of the this particular convention, but also completion of 2 years of this iconic premises of ICSI. Everywhere I go, like I really feel makes me really proud about CCGRT, because I keep going to different chapters, offices, and recently other CCGRTs also. But every time I visit any premises, it really makes doubles my pride about this particular premises, and I'm really thankful to Manish ji for giving us this very beautiful premises, which we call our home. So, welcome all of you to this particular convention. And Sandeep Kejriwal ji, my council colleague, has put in all his efforts. For the last more than 1 month, I've been seeing him, working dedicatedly, missing many important events, but because he was so much involved, engrossed in this particular, in putting together this particular event. It is fortunate that we are having Messi today. It is also unfortunate because the roads will be a little messy today because of his presence. But it is really a great day, not just as Anuj has already mentioned, not just because of having Lionel Messi. Calcutta is known for its craze for football. Well, I think 2 years back we also had Cristiano Ronaldo in the city, and we keep on having football legends from around the world. So many people might face a bit of traffic congestion today, but then as long as we are here, there are a lot of things, very important things being discussed, a very apt topic, and we are really proud to have this third edition of this national convention of insolvency professionals and registered valuers in our city of joy. Also, this is the festive time, so this is the time of the year when everybody in Calcutta especially is very happy. Lots of lights around, and lots of year ending time is actually very happy time for Calcuttas, because we are in a festive mood. So once again, I welcome all of you. Of course, I must mention the presence of, I must acknowledge the presence of my council colleague, Central Council member CS R. Venkatramana from Hyderabad. This is his second time here as well. I think he came here last year. Not second time, you have come many times. As a speaker last year, you had come again. And then we have two past presidents of ICSI, our very own CS Mahesh Shahji and CS Nisar Ahmed ji, who also hails from the east. And Shri Ashok Mishra ji, he's also government nominee in our Central Council, and a person who is always there with guidance and suggestions whenever the council needs. So we are really blessed to have him. I think Mishra ji, आपका ये first time है. So welcome you to CCGRT, and thank you everyone who have come here. I know we all have been looking forward to some event, because recently we have not had a big event for quite a long time, and we all have been looking forward to this 2-day program. And finally, we are here. It is also a great time for networking for those who have come to the CCGRT premises for the first time. It is also a time to explore, but of course, very important topics being discussed. So please do pay attention to the speakers also, because we have a galaxy of good speakers coming from all over India and excellently put forward topics. So tomorrow I'll again be there as a moderator of one session. So yes, it is like The theme of this convention is bridging gaps, building trust. It is the fundamental requirement for India's 5 trillion economy, $5 trillion journey. In 2025, the gap we face is actually between traditional assets, asset management, and intangible value. So, as insolvency professionals and registered valuers, we are no longer just accountants of the distress, we are the architects of resurrection. So, with that, like this is a very good opportunity for members from entire East, especially of Calcutta, because majority of the members here are from Calcutta, to listen to great speakers for 2 days, and we are blessed to have the time from all those who are coming from outside Calcutta. So, and we would also love to be a good host to you. So I would not make my speech very long because we want to listen to our guests and chief guests. So I'll conclude here. Once again, wishing all of you a very 2 very good days of learning and networking, and good takeaways to home. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughtful perspective. I now invite CS Sandeep Kumar Kejriwal, the Program Director and Central Council Member of ICSI, to formally deliver the welcome address and to introduce the theme to the audience and set the tone for today's discussion. So please.
Thank you, Anusri. Yeah, respected Sri Babul Supriyo ji, who will be joining shortly virtually, Sri Vivek Gupta ji, Madam Smita Pandey, my council colleague, former President Manish Gupta ji, Sri Dhananjay Shukla ji in absentia, Sri Pawan Chandak ji, Vice President of ICSI in absentia, my council colleague Venkat Ramana ji, Rupalina De, former President Nisar Ahmad ji, Meher Shah ji, my regional council colleague Anuj Saraswat ji, government nominee, our respected council member Misra sir, esteemed panelists, distinguished IPs, valuers, dear participants who joined us physically and virtually. We are proud to say that around 2,000 IPs, valuers, CS, and other professionals joined us virtually for this program. Good morning and warm greetings to all of you. And one more good news for all of us that Madam Vidisha Banerjee, Honorable Member NCLT Kolkata Bench, Judicial Member, has also agreed and consented to address us virtually during the day, maybe today or maybe tomorrow. It is my profound honor and distinct pleasure to stand before you all today. And on behalf of ICSI, I extend a warm welcome to all of you, to all delegates, esteemed speaker, and all my guests. Welcome you all. Aapna ke swagat janai. We are assembled here for this third national convention of IPs and valuers, and first time in Kolkata. And we all are delighted to see that a good number of professionals have joined us in person and in virtual mode also. Friends, one more good news, one more good event for all of us, that in this month, December 23, the foundation, the inauguration of this CSIRT Kolkata has been done under the hands of our Honorable Governor of West Bengal, Mr. Bose, our respected President Manish Gupta ji. We all are here in this Deepak Kumar Khaitan Memorial Hall. Let me add one sentence here that this building, CCRT Kolkata, execution work has been started by my council colleague, my beloved brother Deepak Kumar Khaitan in the year 21 end, and 2 years he done his best for this construction of this building, but later on he passed away, and I stepped the shoes of Deepak Khaitan, and the remaining work of Deepak Bhai has been completed by myself. We at CCRT Calcutta are doing two type of work. One is research, and next one is training. For research work, we are publishing book here. The first one last year, that is decoding financial statements. And now this time we are working on the book that is corporate restructuring. The second one is training. We are doing here training for the stakeholders of ICSI, the stakeholders coming here across the country. Next is training to the government, training to the regulators. Last week also, we have done a 6-day training to the CAG, Controller and Auditor General of India. Last month also, we have done a training program at Ministry of Public Enterprises. In next week, we are doing the training to the officers of Ministry of External Affairs. We are also doing the training for the various corporates, MSME and other regulators and various corporates. अनुज जी rightly said that जो मोटो सॉन्ग आज हम लोग सुने और हम लोग सब मिलकर के गाए, that has been contributed by our chief guest today, that is Babul Supriyo sir. ICSI wholeheartedly thanks them. Madam Smita Pandey, I have seen very first time the training of Ministry of Public Enterprises, and this type of training includes all type of officers of the ministry. It's legal, it's finance, it's company secretary, it's HR, and every department. This type of joint training program I have seen very first time in any government department, and this thought process is by Smita Pandey. I really thankful to you, madam, and it's a lot of appreciation for this type of thought process. We are also invited there to give training to those officers, and we are expecting more such training program from madam at our premises. We are discussing today on the main thing, that is bridging gaps, building trust, strengthening India's insolvency and valuation framework. In the dynamic landscape of India's economy, the roles of IP and registered valuers are not just regulatory functions, they are pillars of economic stability and investor confidence. IBC has fundamentally reshaped debt resolution in India, and with nearly half of all bank recoveries now coming to the IBC channel, and a lot of a lot of opportunity for we insolvency professionals in the NCLT benches. I see that at least in Kolkata benches, in both the courts, at least 100 cases are listed in both the benches of the Kolkata bench. See the volume of work, see the opportunity of we IP can grab from the insolvency professional, from the IBC court. Today, we discuss 2 sessions, and later on tomorrow, we will discuss 2 sessions. The first session is redefining resolutions, IBC's next frontier. It will specifically dive into the proposed framework for group insolvency. We will also discuss the PUFE transaction, a topic where the expansion of look-back periods under the new proposals will have significant implications. Sometimes in the IBC code, we can see that at some point of time, your transaction auditor or your forensic auditor can look back at 2 years and somewhere in 5 years, but we feel, we professionals feel that this period should be longer than that. In next session, we shift gears to pleading art of advocacy and appearance. The IBBI has recently issued CPE guidelines for 2025 for all the IPs. Next one is out-of-court resolutions and pre-pack frameworks. The expansion of the pre-package insolvency framework from MSMEs to larger corporates under 2025 amendments is a game changer for all of us. And the last session is on AI. We all should take the advantage of AI in our professional work. Finally, we look to the future with the use of technology, AI, data analytics, and digital platforms. The government is empowered under the new bill to notify an electronic portal for all IPs, highlighting the rapid integration of technology in our field. Friends, none of this would be possible without the guidance and support by our leadership, that is our President Dhananjay Shukla ji, Vice President Pawan Chandak ji, and our former president, Manish Gupta ji. धनंजय शुक्ला जी में एक क्वालिटी है कि उनसे कुछ भी पूछो, मैं इस प्रोग्राम के लिए उनसे जब भी फोन करता वो अपना गाइडेंस दे देते, फिर बोलते भाई कर लो संदीप भाई, आपको जो अच्छा लगे, आप वहां पे हो, कलकत्ता में हो, आपको जो बेस्ट लगे आप कर लो. Likewise, I am coming back to the construction of this building CCRD Kolkata. Then Manish Gupta ji was president. मनीष जी को जब भी मैं इस बिल्डिंग के बारे में कुछ पूछता कि ये बिल्डिंग में ये चेंज कर लें क्या, ये ऐसे कर लें क्या, मनीष जी का हमेशा एक ही रिप्लाई होता कि संदीप भाई आप वहां हो, आपको जो बेस्ट लगे आप कर लो, आई एम विथ यू. So this kind of leadership we have, and that's why we local leader like myself and Rupajna ji are doing our best. I want to express my deepest gratitude to our chief guest Bapul Supriyo ji, our guest of honor BP Gupta ji, our guest of honor Smita Pandey ji. Your presence validates the importance of our this national convention. A special note of thanks to my fellow council members, the entire team of ICSI, the stakeholders of ICSI, the EIRC team, and all of us. Friends, this convention is a platform for robust debate, networking, and learning. I urge you all to engage yourselves actively in all the 4 sessions. Let us use these 2 days to truly bridge the gaps in our framework and reaffirm our commitment to building trust in India's corporate governance structure. Welcome you once again in this 3rd national convention. I wish you all a highly productive and memorable stay in Kolkata. Thank you very much. Jai ICSI.
Thank you so much, Sandeep sir, for your inspiring words and for welcoming us to this enriching event. We now move on to a crucial update on the institutional progress made within our insolvency ecosystem. May I now invite CS Manish Kumar Gupta, former president of the ICSI, Central Council member and nominee director of ICSI IIP, to present progress report of ICSI IIP and ICSI RVO. So,
Is it working? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, I welcome you all to the 3rd National Convention for Insolvency Professionals and Registered Valuers. This thought process we started in the year 2023 when we had our many other programs lined up. One was with respect to the National Convention for the company secretaries, and we had separate program for the PCS. We also had separate program for the corporate company secretaries in the name of CCS. And there was a need felt by the council, why not to have a separate program, a convention of insolvency professionals and registered valuers to be organized by ICSI. So we joined hands with our 2 subsidiaries. One is the Insolvency Professional Institution of ICSI and Registered Valuation Organization of ICSI. Both of these are the subsidiaries of ICSI. And we joined hands with them. And that is how we started with this journey of organizing these National Convention for IP and RVs. So thank you very much for joining in. For today, will be joining us, our chief guest will be joining us virtually, Shri Babul Supriyo ji. And we do have with us Vivek Gupta ji, MLA, and Madam Smita Pandey ji, who happens to be a Principal Secretary at Department of Public Enterprises, as guest of honor. My Central Council colleague Sandeep Kejriwal and Rupanjana De. Venkatramana is also here with us from Hyderabad. I can very well see 2 of our former president, Nisar ji and Mahesh Shah ji, one our guide mentor at council, Shri Ashok Mishra ji, government nominee to the Central Council of ICSI, is also present here. All the people who have joined us physically, and more than 1800 people have joined us virtually. This happens to be the biggest number in terms of the virtual participation we have in all these 3 years. So that deserves a big round of applause for each one of us. Friends, as far as these progress report is concerned, let me share with you very briefly that with our IPA, which is regulating and developing the profession insolvency professionals at ICSI, we have more than 1,300 registered insolvency professionals with us, those who are actively working in the field of insolvency. And at the same time, we do have more than 300 registered valuers, and they are providing their reports for valuation in the field of securities and financial services. And apart from organizing many capacity building programs, workshops, roundtables on regular basis, we at ICSI, at IPA and RVO, we are regularly engaged with the regulators. We are in touch with the regulators and in policy making, as well as we are giving our suggestion, representation, how those mechanism can be strengthened, wherein our company secretaries, our IPs and RVs can really participate and provide their services for the nation building. Today's program is divided into 4 parts. Sandeep ji has already shared the entire program theme, how we have divided these into 4 parts. At the same time, the faculties we have invited are the people who are very well versed with the nitty-gritties of the insolvency as well as the valuation field. And what is required as participant is your participation. Don't be just for the sake of earning those credit hours or just for the sake of participation. You please be participative, learn something out of it. What is more important as a company secretary is your presence at NCLTs. We do have more than 1,300 IPs as of now, but how many of us are really going to the NCLT, and how many of us really appearing, presenting the cases before NCLT? That is going to change the entire scenario for the company secretary profession. And these kind of capacity building programs are being organized with the thought process that our members should come forward, take a lead, and be there at NCLT presenting their own cases or their company cases or client cases, and be the leaders in this particular field. With that intent only we have started with it. And my humble request to each one of you, कहीं ना कहीं से कभी ना कभी तो शुरुआत करनी है, तो क्यों ना वो शुरुआत आज से की जाए और आप लोग थोड़ा सा अपने जो भी जिस वर्टिकल में भी आप काम कर रहे हैं, whatsoever it is, maybe it is relating to due diligence, maybe it is related to secretarial audit, maybe certification only. But what is required now? Let us take a lead. Let us shift our gears and start appearing before NCLT. Day one पे कोई काम किसी के पास नहीं आएगा, that is very much sure. But first, we need to build our capacities. We need to be prepared for it. And वो preparation कैसे आएगा? Just go and sit in the NCLT courtroom. Learn the proceedings. Learn the art of advocacy. See how those advocates and other company secretaries who are appearing are having those art of articulation. Just monitor them. Just observe them. By doing so, you all will learn the nuances of appearance before the NCLT. And it is going to be a game-changing field for all of us. Although NCLT is there in the domain for almost 10 years now, but still we are talking about it because we have seen that very less number of company secretaries are participating in NCLT proceedings. So from the council, from the ICSI, from IPA, from RV, we really want our company secretaries to come forward and be there at NCLT and presenting the cases before the honorable benches. I was having a discussion with ma'am before we came here. Ma'am, if you allow, can I share those 2 requests? So I just requested 2 things. Those 2 things are not at all related to IBC or registered valuer, but those 2 things are very much related to the profession of company secretary. One, the appointment of secretarial auditor in the government companies, which is being done through a tender process, and selection is always through L1. So we have requested ma'am to done away with that process, and that can be done through a nomination process. Very soon we'll be going to her and giving our written representation. At the same time, we have started talks and discussion with the Department of Public Enterprises at the central level also. we had a meeting with them and we have given our representation to change the entire scenario with respect to the appointment of secretarial auditors. Again, the same thing for the legal officers in the state government or state central government companies. The appointment is generally being referred as the criteria is law graduate, postgraduate in law, and chartered accountants. So we have requested to include company secretaries also in the field of legal officers when it comes to an appointment in the state government and the central government companies. So we'll be presenting our representation very soon before her, and I'm very much hopeful that our request would be agreed, and maybe that requires certain discussion at the highest level, but we are looking for it, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. So with this introduction about the how this IBC conference have been started, uh, I really want you people to come forward and participate in these conferences, and let us take the benefit of the discussion which are going to happen in next 2 days. Let us be there in all the sessions. Let us take maximum advantages out of it. And I am sure the discussion which are going to take place would surely give you an edge to deal with the situation which would be there in the in your professional journeys forward. Thank you very much, and thanks for your participation in this.
Thank you so much, sir, for the comprehensive overview of the significant strides made by ICSI, Institute of Insolvency Professionals, and Registered Values Organization. Your leadership in this initiative is truly commendable. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the recognition of our esteemed guests who grace us with their presence today. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished guest of honor, Shri Vivek Gupta, MLA of the West Bengal State Legislative Assembly and former Rajya Sabha MP. His presence highlights the vital link between legislative governance and professional framework. May I request CS Manish Gupta, sir, to kindly present a warm token of our welcome, a planter and a shawl to Shri Vivek Gupta. Can we please have a round of applause? Hanji, Hanji, sir. I would request our distinguished guest of honor, Shri Vivek Gupta, to kindly address the gathering. Can we please felicitate Madam? I would like to request CS Sandeep Kumar Kejriwal, sir, to felicitate Ms. Smita Pandey, IAS, the Dynamic Secretary of Department of Public Enterprise, Industrial Reconstruction, Government of West Bengal. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. This is just a warm token of appreciation. Madam, we are eager to hear your administrative perspective on strengthening industrial reconstruction and the role of our professionals. I would kindly request you to address the gathering. Up, please. Can we please have a round of applause for our dignitary? That's absolutely fine, ma'am. Anywhere you are comfortable. Anywhere you're comfortable.
Who is the maker? Thank you. A very warm good afternoon to all of you. Respected MLA Joran Sako Shri Vivek Gupta sir, uh, respected President and Council members of ICSI and all the esteemed members of ICSI and all the resolution professionals, valuers, and everybody present here, and a very nice anchor. It's a pleasure being here. Sandeep ji had asked me probably a month or two ago, right, on this issue, and I was looking forward. I was not aware that a national level conference occurs in West Bengal, so I was very interested. And he asked me, and I immediately said yes, I would come because I have been in this office since June 2022, and Gupta ji was asking me how is my department, do I actually find it working? So people feel we are boring, but we are not, right? Yeah, I'm speaking for you. I thought you would clap. So incidentally, before I start my technical speech, incidentally, I am MBA in corporate management, and I was telling sir, and I have also done LLM. My main course was business laws, but I realized only after 2022 that having a degree and doing a work is entirely different. Practical is very different from theory. So people who look us, I mean, I'm actually currently including you, I'm like myself in your biradri. So the work that, the kind of work that has to be done, the kind of effort that has to be put in to understand the finer nuisance of these ever developing dynamic laws, acts, rules, and the gaps is huge. For you, it is huge maybe because you are looking into case to case basis. For me, it is not only case to case basis for my PSUs or the organizations, but also from policy gap perspective. I have realized working on this side that there are still so many areas which need to be addressed. But what is happening is that the regular interface, which should be coming from you to us, is missing. Or maybe you are overwhelmed as a community because the volume of work is so huge that you feel that we ought to know. But please understand, government or any other system, I would say progress system is the one which is open to feedback and which is always fed with creative suggestions. So I think this is one field where we need that. We need to bridge that gap, which is why I'm here. So talking of the gaps, I have divided what I have to say into two parts. I would be very short, but I would be very specific, and I would like uh, you know a feedback from your side if whatever I have identified echoes with whatever you are facing in your day-to-day work. So the first gap which I have identified is while discussing, or rather, we as a team department, we have identified is that we have got, since the BIFR was closed, we've got a very dynamic IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. It's very dynamic. We have every day coming up, the orders, the NCLT orders, the High Court orders, and so many other things. It's such a dynamic ecosystem that we really need to work hard to keep pace with it. Even if you legislate anything, it is bound to change. And seeing from your profile that you had shared with me, that I believe there is IBC bill already, amendment bill already, 2025. So from 2026, if any amendment is coming in 2025,
it is truly very dynamic. Please understand, CRPC took ages to get changed. CRPC, IBC, which have stood the test of time. Till date, they are valid. Till date, their provisions are valid. But still, they took so much of time to change. Not because there was lapse in any kind, but the dynamism was less. The regulation was accepted in the society, and crimes or faults were happening at a regular interval. They were not very fluid, they were not very dynamic. But in case of IBC, the kind of issues which are cropping up are very, very dynamic. So this is something. So the gap is that this is dynamic and Companies Act. So Companies Act is way behind. Though we have changed from 1956, we have come to 2013, but still, I believe that IBC and Companies Act should evolve together. So once on, if on one hand we are bringing in IBC to 2025 bill, we also ought to think that 12 years have also lapsed in Companies Act. Are the provisions still the same? You don't need to change the entire act, but there are certain things, there are certain provisions which really need to be defined. So this, I feel, is a big gap. Second is one issue that we have been regularly facing is, I'm sure the RPs are here, right? So I have to say something to all of you, is that we have uh, very focused thinking, that this kind of thinking, we feel that IBC says this, so government dues are this. In the watershed mechanism, government dues will come at the end. They're not looking at the case to case basis that government can also be a secured creditor. And secured creditors do not come at the bottom, they come at the top. So I'm facing cases, I have to move code, I have to make people understand that these are government loans which have been given as secured credits. So I think it's a huge responsibility of all the resolution professionals who are here as a group. Whenever you are looking at things, whenever you are disposing things, government is the system in which you are reverberating. Government is the overall environment in which all of us are together involving. So if the government interests are not looked into, that will fail the entire process. So the RPs, whenever they are facing any such resolutions, they must look into the government dues, whether they are secured creditors or not. And secondly, they are not connected. So I really do not understand what is the current mechanism, how the RP sends the notices, Sandeep ji, to other creditors, but the government does not get any notice. The government does not get any notices from the RPs for committee of creditors meeting. At least in my 2.5 years, I haven't received. We move the court, and like आप बोल रहे थे, so we are learning by doing. My office, when it started like a baby, and they are now professionals. They are going, attending NCLTs, they are talking to the lawyers and learning a lot. But the point is, why should the committee of creditors not inform, or why should the RP not inform on their own that there is a committee meeting and that your rights should be represented? This is a critical issue that I wanted to highlight. Another thing that I've realized, that we actually had initially, all of Bengal was once upon a time a very huge, big name in industry. We really had. After I joined, I realized that whatever is being said, it has a huge valid background. We had 98 PSUs once upon a time. But definitely, many of them have closed and they're shutting and they're struck off for non compliance. But still, what is interesting is that there is a gap between what is there in Companies Act and what is there for PSUs. The PSUs are treated at par with all the private companies insofar as Companies Act is concerned. But The level of compliances that a PSU has to do. The private company is not supposed to face the AG office. The private company is not supposed to face the legislative assembly. But our PSUs, the accounts are laid down in the assembly. So they cannot be treated at par. There has to be provision in Companies Act. We have requested the state government also to flag the issues, and I'm sure very shortly we'll be taking it up. Informally, we had the discussion with Government of India on these issues. So these were the critical issues, but I'm not a person who would only talk about the gaps. I would love to speak about the way forwards also. So uh, I'm looking forward to the following things. I totally believe that the ecosystem, the beautiful ecosystem of resolution professionals, of the valuers, of the private companies, of the PSUs should thrive together, should work for success. This is not an ideological talk. We must work. It may happen that few people would be more successful than the other, but if we walk together, if we work towards a common goal, there is more likely to be a more healthier ecosystem, a more competitive ecosystem. So we must have peaceful and progressive coexistence. We are also looking forward, and this is a request that I'm placing to the institute to help the state. We want to develop a pool of see, I know already that many RPs belong to West Bengal, but still I would say that the pool of RPs and valuers which would be dedicated for the state, they are in panel, I think, to work across India. But if we can have the list of RPs and valuers who can work for the state, who can help us, who can guide us to revive the industries which are closing, the industries which are closed, in quick valuation, in quick resolutions. We are really looking forward to developing that kind of a pool, because I personally feel that PSUs and the manufacturing sectors is the next upcoming thing. So the faster we are able to take over all those areas, all those industries which are sick, and replace them with the progressive industries which are the need of the time. So that would actually bring back the glory to the state. The third thing, the way forward, I think that we need to achieve balance between dependency and balance between justifiable disposal. When the committee of creditors, see, I have many friends who are into business. So they would just tell me, "Arey madam, NCLT mein kuch nahi hota hai, sab manage ho jata hai." Can you see the public impression? The public impression is that everything is managed. Are we not working hard as a system? I'm sure there are bad apples in every basket. But I'm also very sure that there are healthier apples because of which the system is sustaining. We all are sitting here because the system is working towards sustainable maintainability. So we must have a balance. So where is the balance? The balance comes in, please do not allow unnecessary pendency into the courts. Please do not drag on the cases. And whenever you are disposing of a case, please mention the reasons elaborately, so that it becomes a case study for future, for reference. The next way forward, I personally feel, though I'm sure all of you are fed up of all the IT developments, आप लोग को लगता होगा वैसे ही सोशल मीडिया इतना हो गया, इतने कंप्यूटर में इतने एप्स हो गए, सब कुछ हो गया, भगवान एक और ऐप के लिए बोल रही हैं. लेकिन आई फील इन द एज ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, इफ वी कैन हैव एन IT system which can intelligently keep all the judgments at one place. I think High Court is working towards it. Supreme Court is working towards it. Why not us? Why not ICSI take this as a challenge? That you compile all the judgments, because that is going to help you in your own with your own people, who are going to the court. So that would come out as a big tool in your hand. And as was being suggested, I would just like to add one thing because it's a purely professional advice from your senior to you. I just pitch in one thing that please initiate them to the court procedure. So going to the court and observing is one thing, but learning the court procedure would actually help them and enable them. So
It's already there in the syllabus.
yeah,
Those like me who have passed out way back, so they need to learn by going to the course.
absolutely. So court procedure is very, very practical thing, which I realized only after coming to this department because I have variety of courts. Fortunately, Supreme Court cases are all disposed of, so I'm not going there. BIFR is a closed chapter. But from High Court to DRT to NCLT to District Court, so every court has a different procedure. So please understand that you should have a hang of every court. So court procedures are something which is very, very necessary. And the last point that I would like to make is that for any system to operate, the ethos, the ethics, they have to be taken well into considerations. They are not for textbooks. I was so impressed. Satyam Vadam, Dharmam Chara. What a beautiful line, the powerful words that are going to sustain you for 100 more years. So the ethics available in any system are the rock solid foundation. They are the rock solid foundation of the society. हम क्यों अपने बच्चों को चोर बनने की ट्रेनिंग नहीं देते हैं? बताइए, कोई देता है? नहीं देता है. अगर इतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है कि मैनेज करके चलो, सब जगह एडजस्ट कर लो, तो बच्चों को भी सिखाना चाहिए. तो काहे स्कूल में भेजते हैं? फिर हम लोग बोलते हैं, क्यों नहीं ट्रेनिंग देते कि भाई हम ऐसे स्कूल में भेजें जहां शॉर्टकट सिखाया जाए? नो, नन ऑफ अस. Because deep in our hearts, we know that values and ethics are important. So I would request the institute to develop, because see, the government will make the insolvency and bankruptcy code, but it is the responsibility of the institute to make the ethics code for insolvency and bankruptcy code. For all the people, RPs here and others, the basic issues, the ethos, which all the professionals should bare minimum stick to. I know we all have priorities, and I have no issues with priority of anyone. But the point is the balance. The point is that where we are missing the line, because then we unleash the demon and then the demon takes over us. That is why the values are built in any system. So insofar as this beautiful ecosystem of insolvency is concerned, there are more issues of ethics here, because people say कि अपना ही कंपनी को यहाँ से बेच के अपनी ही कंपनी को उधर से खरीद लेता है. Everybody is seeing you when you are doing the work. It's not that they are fools, but then in the long run, the respect for that profession is lost. So it is the respect for that profession which is very, very integral, very, very essential. So with these words, I wish you all very, very best. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for pointing out the nuances of IBC from an administrative perspective, the need to align the aspect of valuation with the mother ecosystem, that is our government, and the importance of sharpening our skills, but with ethics. With this, I would like to call our next guest of honor, the distinguished Sri Vivek Gupta, MLA of West Bengal, Legislative Assembly, and former Rajya Sabha MP. So we are waiting to hear your insights.
नमस्कार. एंकर ने मुझे इसके पहले बोलने के लिए कहा था. मैंने कहा मैं अपना काम आसान कर लूं, पहले स्मिता जी को मौका दे दूं, जितना कुछ बोलने का मौका है वो बोल देंगी तो मेरा काम आसान हो जाएगा. So it's always a pleasure, Smita ji, ma'am, to speak after you because my work is almost done. And I was told that Babulda will be addressing all of you virtually after this. So just because I have to go somewhere, otherwise I would have said कि उन दोनों को बुलवा देते, मैं बिना बोले निकल जाता. I don't know how much to speak about IBC, but valuation per I would like to say one or two lines. But about IBC, I'm sure I hope that the system has evolved. I've had just one experience of buying a company from the IBC process, and it took me almost 2.5 years. From the day, I'm not bitter, but I'm just sharing my experience as a user to you. From the day I started till the day the transaction was completed, it took 2.5 years. Friends, you are all professionals. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman. I've been in the field of business for more than 25 years. I can tell you something. In business, time is money. And the reason I want to tell you, because in 2.5 years, if it takes me to acquire a company, the valuation is definitely going to be not what you intend to sell it for. If there is precious real estate involved, then the value could go up. But the intellectual property, the brand value, because I'm a student of marketing, the brand value, the business models, the employees, plant and machinery, that valuation is going to get destroyed. So my first and foremost experience share, I'm not going to, I'm not even 0.001% qualified than all of you are. So I'm not here to give you any lecture or any advice or any value proposition, but I'm here to tell our pain points as industry, because I have been a president of Merchant Chambers. I have been a committee member of Indian Chamber. I have been a member of Parliament, and I was for 6 years continuously. I was renominated every year into the industry committee. Currently, also I am into the finance committee in the government in the legislation of West Bengal. So I have some understanding and some pain point when we talk to industry friends. The sheer time and effort that it takes to complete one transaction. Believe me, और कुछ हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, the value of that sick undertaking or the value of the unit or the enterprise is definitely getting destroyed. Who is at fault? I don't know. What can be done? I am the last person to be telling you what can be done. But what I'm definitely trying to underscore the point out here, when the IBC code was being passed in Parliament, I was a member of Parliament. The intention and the thought behind it was very nice. Speedier resolutions, DRT and BIFR were not being able to do the job. But the implementation mechanism is somewhere where you all come into play. And I'm missing my very, very dear friend, my elder sister, who I'm missing here today, Miss Mamta Binani, because she has been an enormous guide for me in my life, a mentor. She's in my board, a very valued past president of the institute. Some of the pain points I've shared in the past with her, I'll just mention them to you. There is some, as journalists, we look at data. We have a very bad habit of looking at data. 2 lakh students, 5,000 people passing out every day. Either the teachers are bad or the students are bad. It's very simple. I'm sorry, I'm being blunt and honest. If you don't like whatever I say, I apologize. But something needs to be done. You can't have so many people aspiring to be a company secretary or to do other things after they pass out from the institute, and only 2.5% of them passing out every year. Either don't take them as, if they're not worthy of the institute, I would request Ranjana ji, Manish ji, Sandeep ji, Anuj ji, who are sitting out here, and your Shukla ji, jo president, and all of you, don't take them as students. I am convinced and thoroughly believe the Institute of Company Secretary is not here to make money out of students. It is here to provide significant value and life enhancement value to students. So if these 2 lakh students are not worthy of the institute, please don't give them entry. I have passed, I want to disclose something. I passed a foundation course of this institute many years ago when I was in college. But after that, I realized this was not my calling. But nobody told me this was not my calling. So maybe the first thing that I would like to suggest here is to maybe have some kind of career counseling session with these 2 lakh students. Maybe at some point ask them, is this your calling? Is this what you want to do in life? Is this where you see doing this for the rest of your life or at least for 10, 20 years? Or is this degree just going to be one plaque on your wall? What is the reason why you have come to us? If it is being done, I apologize, but if it is not being done, please, I think somewhere at some this should be vigorously be done so that we know that we also spend time and resources, because aap bhi as an institute, you all also are spending significant of time and intellectual resources in training these students. Result kya ho raha hai? Vivek Gupta, I'm sharing a personal company. I have certain, as companies, we are also realigning our group. We are doing strategizing. एक मर्जर करने में 2-3 साल लगता है. एंड आप बोलेंगे सही हो ही सकता है. नो, these are 100% subsidiary mergers where there is not going to be a significant change. The merged companies are 100% subsidiary. It will come to the main company. All risk and liabilities are going to be absorbed by the main company. Yet it takes 2 to 3 years. In Delhi, in Calcutta, I am going through it. And हमको बताया जाता है क्यों? Shortage of judicial officers. So maybe it is time to look at where the real demand is. If the judicial officer in short demand, I don't know, मैं जज बनने के लिए नहीं बोल सकता आप लोग को, but maybe you need to somewhere, जो मुझे बताया गया, जो संदीप जी अभी मुझे समझा रहे थे, अगर मैं सही समझा इनकी बात, 2 तरह के टेक्निकल जज होते हैं, एक नॉर्मल जज. अगर वहां शॉर्टेज है तो शॉर्टेज को पूरा करने का इंस्टीट्यूट कुछ कर सकता है तो जरूर कर. मेरा रिक्वेस्ट यही है कि अगर मे बी जो आपके पास टैलेंट है, you have 50,000 कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज. I'm sure they're all doing very well, but अगर ये 50,000 कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज में से आप चाहें, जो बनना चाहें या जिनके लिए कैपेबिलिटीज है, उनको आप अगर टेक्निकल जज या मुझे नहीं पता नॉर्मल जज बनने का क्या प्रोसेस है या नहीं है, वो जो भी है, अगर वो बनवा सकते हैं, शॉर्टेज को एड्रेस कर सकते हैं. तो एज एन इंस्टीट्यूट, इफ यू कैन एड्रेस दैट शॉर्टेज, दैट इज माय रिक्वेस्ट टू यू. एक मैं आपके टीवी स्क्रीन को देख रहा था बहुत देर से. खाली एक सजेशन है, आजकल लाइव ट्रांसक्रिप्शन आता है, तो वो जो लोग वेब पे देख रहे हैं, बिकॉज आई एम टोल्ड दैट अराउंड 2.5 to 3,000 पीपल आर लाइव सीइंग अ लाइव टेलीकास्ट ऑफ दिस इवेंट. तो देखिए, क्रिकेट का लाइव टेलीकास्ट देखने अलग बात है, इस तरह के इवेंट में अगर लाइव ट्रांसक्रिप्शन हो तो उसका मजा कुछ और है. बिकॉज माय लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग में हो रहा है ट्रांसक्रिप्शन. ठीक है, चलिए. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई, कहीं पर बात आई थी independent directors ki. I think I heard that topic somewhere. I want to narrate some incident to you. हमारे ममता बेनानी जी ने एक दिन ऐसे ही बोला, सर बहुत टफ है, बहुत ये है, बहुत वो है, और झोंक झोंक में I said चलो रजिस्टर करते और एग्जाम देते हैं. एंड जो भी प्रोसेस हुआ, एंड आई पास दैट एग्जाम. बट मेरे ईमेल में सेमिनार्स के लिए बहुत सारा ईमेल आया, बट किसी भी कंपनी से, although I'm already on the board of 2-3 government companies, we can't become directors. But मैं ये नहीं समझ पा रहा हूं, जब आप लोग के पास इतना बड़ा टैलेंट पूल है, तो फिर इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर्स की शॉर्टेज क्यों है? नहीं, I will, to answer you, sir, I will tell what Smita ji recently said. There can be few bad apples in the basket. There cannot be all bad apples in the basket. I refuse to believe that all the companies want yes men to be directors. बट मैं ये बात कर रहा हूं कि हम लोग जैसे बहुत सारे लोग इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर का एग्जाम देके क्वालिफाई करके रखे, बट आज तक कोई अप्रोच नहीं कर रहा है. इसका मतलब नहीं, आई एम टेलिंग द नीड. इसका मतलब ये हैंडशेकिंग का प्रोसेस, अगर आप लोग कोई ऐसा इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करे जहां पे कंपनीज एंड इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर्स आए, कोई नेटवर्किंग इवेंट हो जहां कम से कम आके वो लोग मिल सके। सो अगर हो रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं हो रहा है तो ऐसा कहीं ना कहीं जरूर होना चाहिए। अगेन मैं टॉपिक से बहुत ऑफ जा रहा हूं, मैं टॉपिक पर तो क्या आऊंगा, बट कंप्लायंसेस बहुत बढ़ते जा रहे हैं। बट एक चीज हम नोटिस करते जा रहे हैं, मैं इंस्टीट्यूट को चाहूंगा कि आप लोग टेकअप करें, हर कंप्लायंस में इंफॉर्मेशन का रिपीटेशन बहुत होता है। मतलब मैं कैसे समझाऊं आप लोगों को, क्योंकि कभी कभी बहुत गुस्सा आता है जब कोई काम हमारे ऑफिस में नहीं होता और हमारे वो महेश जी को या हमारे जो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी रश्मि किसी को बुलाता हूँ, बोले क्यों नहीं हो रहा है ये, तो सर ये MGT 7 भरना, ये भरना है। वो जब वो फॉर्म दिखाती है, एक एक फॉर्म भरने में 45 मिनट से 1 घंटा लगता है और उसके बाद पोर्टल नहीं काम करता है। हाँ, नहीं, मैं बिजनेस मेरी दुखती तक है, क्योंकि फाइन पेनल्टी मुझे भरना पड़ता। मैं जब जब मैं ये पूछता हूँ मेरे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को कि आपके होते हुए मुझे फाइन पेनल्टी क्यों भरना पड़ रहा है, वाई आई एम आई पेइंग अ फाइन पेनल्टी आफ्टर एम्प्लॉइंग यू। आपको तो इसीलिए रखा गया ना कि कंप्लायंसेस हो। हमारा बहुत छोटा न्यूज़पेपर का बिजनेस है सर, बहुत बड़ा काम नहीं है हमको, कोई हम बहुत इधर हबड़ तबड़ नहीं करते, हमारा बहुत बाय द बुक काम होता है, कंप्लायंसेस के लिए रखा हुआ है। तो ममता जी बोलती, और ममता जी ने मुझसे बहुत बार चिट्ठियां लिखवाई है सर, V3 V4, मैं नहीं टेक्निकल टर्म्स जानता हूं, बट पीयूष गोयल जी, निर्मला सीतारमन जी को मैंने पर्सनली टेकअप किया हुआ है। उसके बाद थोड़ा सा कुछ काम एक्शन होता है, बट मुझे ये लग रहा है कि आप लोगों को कोई सस्टेन्ड रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिल्ली में या कहीं ना कहीं कराना चाहिए, ताकि पोर्टल नहीं चलेगा तो आप काम नहीं कर पाएंगे। आप कितना ही IBC कर लो, वैल्यूएशन कर लो, बट जो एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम है, अगर पोर्टल इसलिए बनाया गया कि पोर्टल 24 आवर्स चले, आप बैंकिंग नहीं कर रहे हो, यू आर अलाउइंग पीपल टू फाइल रिटर्न्स, जो गवर्नमेंट बोलती कि फाइल करिए, और इन्फॉर्मेशन आना चाहिए। या तो कुछ ऐसा गवर्नमेंट को बोलो सर हमारे आप एनुअल रिपोर्ट से जो टालना टाल लो, आप एनुअल रिपोर्ट को एक कुछ ऐसा कर दो कि यार एक बार में काम हो जाए। हाँ नहीं, क्योंकि जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा था, एक लास्ट पॉइंट करके फिर मैं वैल्यूएशन वाले पॉइंट पर खाली ज्यादा नहीं बोलना चाहूंगा। हमारे ये जो आजकल तो थैंकफुली ऑनलाइन हो गया, तो वो जो ऑर्डर आता है, अब वो हमारा जो मर्जर का केस है, मतलब सामने वाले, मतलब ROC कभी एडजस्टमेंट मांग रहा है, कभी कोई एडजस्टमेंट मांग रहा है, कभी कुछ हो रहा है फ्रिवलेस, जिसको हम लोग बिजनेसमैन भाषा में बोलते हैं, हो सकता है जेन्युइन हो, मैं तो अपनी बात कर सकता हूं, मैं आप लोगों की बात नहीं कर सकता हूं, बट कुछ आप लोगों को चाहिए कि ये जो भी आज अगर 2-2 साल लगेगा मर्जर्स कंप्लीट करने में, आप सोचिए उसके कारण कितने बिजनेस प्लान अटक जाते हैं। बहुत बार हम लोग प्लान्स ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, वो बिजनेस आइडियाज ड्रॉप हो जाते हैं या वो काम ड्रॉप हो जाता है। प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, मैं ये चाह रहा हूं कि सीरियसली सिर्फ ROC के साथ या मिनिस्ट्री के साथ नहीं, आई थिंक जुडिशियल NCLT के साथ आप लोगों को सीरियस लेवल डायलॉग इनिशिएट करना चाहिए कि सर एक एक एडजस्टमेंट बहुत भारी पड़ता है और बहुत कीमती पड़ता है लिटिगेंट के ऊपर। काम बहुत है, आप लोगों को फीस ऐसे भी मिलेगी वैसे भी मिलेगी, आप लोग सब मेरी तरह सरस्वती पुत्र हैं, आप सरस्वती का आशीर्वाद है आपके ऊपर में, आप लोग सबके ऊपर में सरस्वती का आशीर्वाद है, आप लोग सब सरस्वती पुत्र हैं, आपको फीस आपको मिलेगी ही मिलेगी, बट कहीं ना कहीं जुडिशरी के साथ इंगेज करने की बहुत जरूरत है, ये मेरा मानना है। वैल्यूएशन के ऊपर मैं सिर्फ एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि आज IBC टॉपिक पे मैंने थोड़ा सा छेड़ा ही था कि ट्रांजैक्शंस बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो रखे हैं। जैसा कि स्मिता जी ने एक लाइन की, मैं उसमें थोड़ा सा ऐड करना चाहता हूं कि मैंने ही बेचा, मैंने ही खरीदा। मैं एक माइंडसेट की बात करना चाहता हूं। एक तरफ हम लोगों को बोला जाता है, आई हैव नॉट फेल्ड, बिजनेस हैज फेल्ड, शुड आई पे फॉर इट। ये बहुत कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक मैं आप लोगों को लिए छोड़ के जा रहा हूं, मेरे जाने के बाद भी आप लोग इस पर डिस्कस डिबेट कर सकते हो, और कितना मुझे सजा मिलनी चाहिए। इस देश में, इस इकोसिस्टम में एक बिजनेस करने के लिए, एक व्यापार करने के लिए मैंने एक कोशिश की। अगर मैं ये देश छोड़ के भाग गया हूं, या मैं ये जगह छोड़ के भाग जाऊं, या कोई प्राइवेट जेट में घूमूं और लोगों के पैसे नहीं दूं, मुझे सूली पे चढ़ा दो। बट इफ आई एम ट्राइंग, मैं कुछ बिजनेस मैं समझता हूं, जो मान लीजिए कोई केमिकल बिजनेस है, मैं कोई केमिकल इंजीनियर हूं, मैं बिजनेस समझता हूं, मुझे सिस्टम से हटा के क्या होगा? सॉरी टू यूज अ वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्ड, वो बिजनेस कबाड़ ही हो जाएगा। फिर आप कबाड़ी बेचने के बिजनेस में, आप जो इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल है, आप खाली एक कबाड़ बेचने वाले बिजनेस के लायक हो जाओगे, क्योंकि आपको उस बिजनेस की नॉलेज नहीं है। जैसे मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी नहीं बन सकता, उसी तरह आप केमिकल इंजीनियर नहीं बन सकते। समटाइम्स इट इज, मतलब जुडिशियल कॉल लेने के लिए कुछ रिस्क लेना पड़ता है, बट सैडली आई सी वेरी 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 नेग्लिजिबल रिस्क टेकिंग बाय इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोफेशनल्स। मेरे पास बीच बीच में प्रपोजल्स आते हैं, बट मैं आजकल उन प्रपोजल को हाथ भी नहीं लगाता, क्योंकि मैं बोलता, पहले मैं रेजोल्यूशन प्रोफेशनल से बात करता हूं। अगर मुझे लगता है कि वो आदमी 2 महीने 3 महीने में इस ट्रांजैक्शन को कंक्लूड करने में इंटरेस्टेड है, तो मैं आगे बात करता हूं। अदरवाइज आई टेल माई पीपल, प्लीज ड्रॉप दिस। तो ये मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूं कि आप अगर उस चीज का पूरा वैल्यू एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं, तो प्लीज मेक श्योर कि व्हेन यू गो टू द पब्लिक टू sell that item, the whole transaction can be concluded in 2 months, and there should not be any ambiguity. I should not have to deal with some local authority, मैं मेरे हम लोकल अथॉरिटी और कोई भी और भी तरह का कुछ वो नहीं होना चाहिए उसमें, जिसको आप लोग बहुत शौक से वो बोलते हैं ना, क्या एनक्रोचमेंट, हम लोग एनक्रोचमेंट बोलते हैं अपने पॉलिटिकल भाषा में, आप लोग उसको कुछ और बोलते होंगे, जो भी, वो नहीं होना चाहिए। इनकम्बरेंस, सॉरी, दैट इज द वर्ड आई वाज लुकिंग फॉर। तो आप नीट क्लीन चीज दोगे तो आपको पूरी वैल्यू मिलेगी। दैट इज जस्ट माई शेयरिंग एक्सपीरियंस। मैं बिजनेस फ्रेटर्निटी की तरफ से ये कह सकता हूं, हम लोगों के पास बहुत बार अपना पैसा है, हम अपने पैसे से चीज खरीद लेंगे, हम आपके पास बैंक फंडिंग भी नहीं मांगने आएंगे। बट नीट क्लीन चीज देने के, अगर आप बेचने के पहले अगर उसको नीट क्लीन कर सके, झमेले हटा सके, स्मिता जी की हेल्प लें, गवर्नमेंट की हेल्प लें। दे आर ऑल, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल, बिलीव मी, नॉट बिकॉज आई एम एन एमएलए फ्रॉम दिस गवर्नमेंट, मैं इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, जर्नलिस्ट भी हूँ, आई हैव माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज एज ए जर्नलिस्ट। दिस गवर्नमेंट is the most proactive pro-business government that you can ever get, or that we ever had in the past 50-70 years. आप इंडस्ट्री की प्रॉब्लम लेके जाएंगे तो ये गवर्नमेंट विल बेंड देयर बैक टू सॉल्व दोस प्रॉब्लम्स। आप इंडिविजुअल प्रॉब्लम लेके जाएंगे तो उसको जितना हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं उतना ही कर सकते हैं। इसी के साथ थैंक यू वंस अगेन, अपॉलॉजीज फॉर बीइंग वेरी ब्लंट एंड ऑनेस्ट, बट दैट इज द ओनली वे आई नो हाउ टू बी। एंड मुझे लगा ये प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है, और मैं सबसे कीमती चीज जो मेरे पास जीवन में वो दे रहा हूँ, समय। मैं राजारहाट चलकर आया यहाँ पर खाली यही कि शायद जो मेरी तकलीफें हैं वो आप की तकलीफें हों, और शायद आप लोगों के पास कुछ उसका सुलझाव मिल जाए। नमस्कार।
Ladies and gentlemen, I would kindly request you to settle down. Our Honorable Minister Babul Supriyo has already joined us, and we'll soon hear from him. We are just awaiting his joining us virtually. And we can have a lovely group photo with our minister already on the screen. Can we please have a round of applause from the audience? Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor and privilege to introduce our chief guest for today's session, Honorable Minister Shri Babul Supriyo. He is the Honorable Minister in charge for Information Technology and Electronics, Public Enterprise, Industrial Reconstruction, Government of West Bengal. And we are so thankful that he could join us virtually. In the meanwhile, we would like to
Okay.
thank Vivek
Yeah.
Gupta for being here. Thank you so much,
Please,
sir. Thank you.
please thank Vivek Gupta ji. Vivek Gupta ji, thank you so much. I've been hearing your speech, and I think it was extremely enlightening. The way as a person who has handled businesses, many different kinds of businesses for the society, wherein he's a big manufacturer of makhana. Something that a lot of people have for weight loss instead of having almonds and ice creams and all of that. So he's doing that. I would say it's not only a business, it's a social work. So getting to promote this kind of healthy foods. He's been a successful businessman and also a journalist, as he said, and he very aptly explained uh, how how the proactive nature, how the proactive approach by all of you uh, can uh, can enhance the work that you're trying to do and make us all understand what is it that we are trying to achieve. He very rightly said that all of us, we are trying to, uh, see, there is a word that we are going to make single window clearances. But as very successful dignitaries on stage, see, my office normally gives me a list of the people who are dignitaries who are there on stage. But आप लोग मेरे नमस्ते लीजिएगा क्योंकि आपके नाम अगर मेरे बाय हार्ट सर मैं राइट साइड में जो उनको बोल रहा हूँ कि मैं एक इम्पोर्टेंट बात बोल रहा हूँ आपको भी कह रहा हूँ कि आप लोग के नाम मुझे अनफॉर्चुनेटली दिए नहीं गए हैं। ऐसा गलती मेरे ऑफिस करते नहीं है लेकिन मैं आप लोगों को पहले नमस्ते करता हूं और बोलता हूं कि आपका नाम मेरे बाय हार्ट नहीं हो सकते बट आप लोग जो काम कर रहे हैं एज दी इंडियन एसोसिएशन ऑल इंडिया एसोसिएशन ऑफ कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज वो आपका शायद एसोसिएशन का नाम भी मैंने सही नहीं बोला होगा because I don't need a paper in front of me. Again, even the association and all the work that you do is already in my heart, and I appreciate that. So I've had Vivek ji, he had already explained the need for bringing business proposals to the government in the right form, and if needed, taking the help of the secretaries of different ministries, depending upon the work that you want to do. Smita ji is right there, our secretary from the P&IR ministry, Department of P&IR. I am also in charge of the IT and electronics in all humility. So there are so many areas where the way in which you function can be a hand-holding thing with the government. Now, it's a very easy thing to say that we are trying to get a single window clearance system there in place for all the governments say that. But with all humility, with my experience as a minister in the center for about 8.5 years, I can tell you there may not be a lot of windows, single windows, but when you approach with the right form and not personal request, but as a whole for the industry, for your community, then it gives us more inspiration to open the doors, if not the windows, and make sure that your job that you have come to us for is handled with more elan and more sense of urgency. Now, I am not going to get into too much of the data-related stuff because I think what is important right now, something that we are encountering, not encountering out there, we are experiencing, and even our small children at home, they are writing essays on horses and cows using ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, and all of the other Perplexity, and all these AI apps. So I just want to say something which is something very close to my heart and something which has generated a lot of interest, at the same time a lot of apprehension in the minds of the people and everyone, job seekers, people who are already doing great jobs, whether AI is going to eat up into their jobs and whether we're going to see a surge of unemployment in the creamy layer. People who would be replaced by AI are not going to be our HI, or human intelligent holding people who are already in the creamy layer. They must be doing great jobs. Only then AI can take their place. So we are talking about the creamy layer. So will the educated people and down there in the pyramid, will they lose a lot of jobs in that case with the advent of AI? I can tell you from my previous experience that I used to work for Standard Chartered Bank in Kolkata, the 4 Netaji Subhash Road, that building that you see. Uh, you know, uh, I was there at the time as a teenager, not teenager, rather 1920. Yes, 19 is teenager. So I was there in Standard Chartered Bank. I worked for 2 years before deciding that I sang better than counting notes. So I decided to count my own notes by singing in Bombay. So when I actually hitchhiked from the bank and left it and went, that was the time when computers were being introduced in banks. And I saw how there was absolute rebellion, how much of resistance were being was being put into place to ensure that the banks don't replace bank staff with the computer. Today, it has become part of the system, and it is working in absolute harmony and synchronization to ensure that the banks are more efficient. They are more proactive in terms of handling their customers. So when it comes to AI, the first thing that I'm going to say is that uh, you know uh, it is not something that will eat up jobs. Rather, I feel that it is going to create a lot of jobs. Now when I say that, it already sounds very theoretical, because that is something that we are hearing Sam Altman say. That's something that we are hearing Elon Musk say, and everyone, Henry and Son, we are all talking the same. Now how does this really happen? I was just writing an article, so it's very coincidental that at this point of time I also get a chance to talk to you about AI and machine learning, which I saw was part of your agenda today. So, a hospital might, I'll just give you some examples. A hospital might employ, can you see me actually? You can see me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're visible and
Yeah.
audible.
Sorry, it's a Saturday morning, so I got a bad hair day, but I'm just trying to keep it simple in terms of AI. A hospital might get 20 robots in performing heart surgeries. That will make the number of surgeries being performed in the hospital faster and much more, much more many. I mean, say that in terms of numbers, the robots are going to, do the heart surgeries, maybe 20, 25 in a day. But don't forget, let us not forget that those 25 heart surgeries are going to need, if there are number of surgeries that has gone up, if it is being done by AI and robots and machine learning, and as we are getting more apt with this kind of more advancement in the field of AI, we would need at least 40 doctors, at least 20 surgeons and 20 junior doctors and nurses, and the entire team, at least a team of 10 people, to assist the robot to ensure that that heart surgery is done properly. So that definitely multiplies the number of jobs that can be created, and number of jobs that can be given to not only the medical segment, that the new doctors. There are a lot of doctors, who are still not found great jobs for themselves with the job satisfaction that they want, because it's a very hard course that they go through. So a lot of employment will be generated even in the segment of nurses and people who assist doctors, the other technicians inside the operation room. And to be very honest, you would not leave your heart completely to the robot before going into anesthesia. I'm 100% sure that you're going to tell the doctor that I'm very happy that the robot is going to do that, perform it in 10 minutes probably, but ensure that a human actually checks whether my heart is operating, because the robot doesn't have a heart, the human being has it. So that will ensure that intervention by a human will ensure that the AI is working into place. And then again, once the patient is taken back into his cabin, it is very important for a doctor. You would need an actual doctor, a human doctor, to check and manually see and get the feel and understand whether that patient is good enough to go home. Can I see the people on the dais, please? I'm seeing two Babul Supris on stage. It's really disturbing me. Even in front of the mirror, I've always seen one. Can I see the stage, please? I can't see the.
Sir, you're not audible anymore. There's no sound. Can you
Can you hear
please?
me now?
Yes,
I,
yes. You're audible now. Thank you.
all this while, was I inaudible?
No, sir. No, sir. You were audible just for the past 30 or 40 seconds.
No,
The mic.
with my human intelligence, I can say that's not very abnormal for us, because me as a playback singer, I sing for the heroes, and then the heroes they go and lip sync to it. They don't sing. So if I am singing from here, it can be very well be so that you guys are lip sync to it, trying to understand my lip reading because I'm not being audible. So I'm happy that I'm audible now. What I'm saying is that so we see in this small example, you'll understand that it'll create job. And what Sam Altman has very rightly said that as I said earlier, that it will open new avenues, it will open new kind of jobs. And I'll tell you that just think about this driverless cars that we are talking about. That many companies, including Tesla, are testing in America, are testing in different countries of the world, rather mostly in US. Now, tell me one thing: when your trusted driver drives your car, there are many times when you don't want to sleep beside him. Try to stay awake because uh, you don't want your driver to go. You don't want your driver to fall asleep while he's driving the car. So you stay asleep. Now tomorrow, if you have AI or a driverless car, tell me, does it change your life wherein you're going to go to sleep with the driverless driver driving the car? No. So if there are going to be 50 driverless cars, there are going to be, probably more, when it will not take away any job from the human beings. It is doing so right now. So don't focus on the two people who are on their Instagram and Facebook, trying to check Messi's arrival in Kolkata. Can you move? So, it will, I will share a couple of quotes by, say, as I said, Sam Altman. Then Jensen Wong, he has said that the real danger isn't that AI wakes up, it's how people choose to deploy it. And that's exactly where I want to, where I want to stress upon. See, when you're talking about human HI being replaced by AI, you're obviously talking about the most educated and the creamy layer of the of the institutional uh, pyramid, and only the top executives can be replaced with AI because that's exactly what right now is happening. But um, can you can you imagine can you imagine a time where human beings are not going to be required because AI is doing all their job? And why I say this is because, as I said in the beginning, that children are using Chat GPT and all this AI to write beautiful essays on different subjects. The problem is with the teacher now because she sees all the essays to be almost similar because the kind of words that these AI is using, they tend to be similar. And that's why if you see Gemini, I think that's the only AI app that I've seen which says that Gemini can be incorrect. So please check before you send it to someone. It says we can make a mistake, so please check humanly. It says the Gemini says that down there. It's about the ambition of the person. It's about the ambition of the person whether they want to use AI to enhance their capability or whether they want to use it as a shortcut. Whether you want to better your English by seeing how a essay can be transformed into a précis, or whether you want to take a shortcut to not learn what the AI is trying to teach you, but just to make make your life easier. So these kind of things are things that we need to think about and not get too apprehensive. Yes, there are several areas like you have seen. If I give you another to me, it's a very good example. You saw that Sayara. I think that many of you have seen the film. You've seen the film. Now, that song is actually sung, the original song is sung by Fahim Abdullah. But there is a version of Kishore Kumar that's equally popular, and that happened with AI. Now we definitely don't want that to happen to replace today's singers with AI singers. But having said that, it's also giving us experience or an overview of what would have happened if someone as accomplished as Kishore Kumar, all-time great, would have sung the song without having any tuning instrument then, without having any software like a Antares or a Melodyne, which can make anyone a singer. If any one of you, I'm not saying that none of you can sing, I know Smita ji can sing a little bit. She can sing well, I've heard. But if you really want to, record a song can actually be drawn. You do not need to sing in tune because Sa is 440. So this does not give a chance to the singer to stop Riyaz and completely depend upon AI. So this is exactly something that is depending upon the ambition of the person. And yes, AI will create a lot of disruption in the manner in which hackers, or in the manner that unscrupulous jobs are going to be done by people with negative or criminal minds. In the book written by Arthur Conan Doyle on Sherlock Holmes. We had heard Sherlock Holmes tell Watson about this gentleman called Professor Moriarty, who's supposedly the bad man or the villain in that book. And he's a doctor, so he's a highly educated man. So Sherlock Holmes says that if people like, Professor Moriarty, educated people like them, if they uh, if they if they choose to do criminal things, then it's going to be a danger to the society. So yes, AI is going to be used mischievously, but what is not used mischievously in this world? So I think that all these apprehensions, I'm only talking about the positive side. I think these apprehensions should be kept aside, and we should welcome AI in the form where it is there to help human beings, and that definitely will also help you people. You cannot have a AI secretary. Yes, in call centers we have automated and computer generated voices which assist you throughout, but I don't think you would really want to have a company secretary who would be a robot rather than having a person who can understand your emotions. Um, so um, to sum it up, I would say let's concentrate on the good sides of AI and think that one day it is going to help all of us, make our work more refined. We know that Einstein was one person who probably has used his brain as much as about 42%, 39 to 42%. But we mere mortals, we use only about 23 to about 27% of our brain capacity. So let's hope that AI is going to help us increase the efficiency of our HI. Well, probably we'll get closer to being 35 probably. So let's consider on the positive side. On the ministerial front, I'm sure that Smita ji has given you an overview of what P and IR is doing in terms of getting in terms of incorporating these AI and different kinds of training, how it can be assisted by artificial intelligence. She must have given you an overview. From the IT ministry side, I can tell you that we have a center of excellence right there in our Moni Bhandar IT office, in the Webel office that you know. And we are giving a diploma, a training in AI and in machine learning. And there are a lot of aspirants who are enrolling themselves. And you may not be able to enroll yourself in the big universities of the world. But if you really want to learn the basics, if you really want to learn a little more than the basics so that you can actually try getting into the AI big companies who are setting their foot in India, in not only in India, but also in Kolkata, just come to us, take advantage of the center of excellence that we have. And I think the future is going to be bright for all of you. I'll just end it. I will just end it because I can see many people already having moved to Facebook and Instagram to check what is happening on a Saturday. So I'll not make it any more longer. I'll just end it with one small anecdote about my own self. That in that period when I was working for Standard Chartered, my dad insisted that do ICW and CS together, because that was supposed to be a very lucrative uh, friends together. That was it is still lucrative, but at that point of time, CS and ICWA was a very, very lucrative combination. So luckily, I did not choose to compete with great minds like you, intelligent minds like you. Rather, got into the easier job of singing, and also now with the encouragement of Honorable Chief Minister, I'm trying to do what I can do in the ministries that I've been entrusted with the help of the great team of learned secretaries and other individuals that we have in our ministries. So once again, thank you so much for agreeing to have me as a virtual guest and speaker in the show. But trust me, in physics we were taught that real images are inverted, virtual images are straight. So what I did is straight talk. I think we have learned that in physics. I'm not at all saying that the real people who were there said something inverted, but I'm just trying to support my viewpoint and saying that since I'm present with you virtually, whatever I said is erect, and that's as per the law of physics. I did not make those. You can blame Newton for it. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. I did not want to make my speech boring with a lot of data because you already have great people who have spoken before me with the data. I just tried to give a perspective about how AI can help us write better essays on cows and horses and goats and even animals that we don't get to interact in daily life. Thank you so much. God bless you.
बाबुल दा, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और आपका 2017 में गाया हुआ मोटो सॉन्ग हमारा सत्यम वद धर्मचर्य आज भी हम लोग गाते हैं और आज भी इस प्रोग्राम में गाए हैं। हमारा जो भी नेशनल प्रोग्राम होता है, तीनल प्रोग्राम होता है, आपका वो मोटो सॉन्ग हम लोग गा करके अपना प्रोग्राम का शुभारंभ करते हैं। बाबुल दा,
आपको इंटरप्ट करूं थोड़ा सा?
यस सर।
सर 2017 में गाया था, 2025 हो गया। उसमें जितना रेम्युनरेशन मुझे मिला था अब वो खर्चा हो चुका है। I would, as company secretaries and as people who are trying to help businessmen, try to make a new song in 2025, because it is absolutely not correct that you are going to use my human intelligence or my intelligent what is that called, intelligent rights from 2017 to sing it even today. Some people from that 2017 has retired, so give the new people new things. I'm present and I'll come for free now, so feel free to ask me to sing for you for free, but get a new song, please. Thank you so much. On that note, salute to all of you.
We are immensely grateful, Honorable Minister, for your eloquent address and for gracing the occasion virtually. Thank you for adding value with your technological observations, and we seek a little bit blessings for bits of your wits. So thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now, before we move on to the next program, Manish sir has something to say. So please.
Yeah, it's working now. So I'm not going to answer anything which have been issues which have been raised by eminent guests, but just want to give the perspective of the ICSI, whatsoever the points people have raised. Ma'am, as far as the syllabus of ICSI is concerned, so we have introduced the court proceeding, IBC, and all those which are very much essentials from the perspective of a newcomer, youngster, to get the knowledge and the capacity building from day one. We have introduced it in the course, one. Second, our CLDP manual, which is a residential training for 15 days, which happens in this premises only, wherein we teach them about the nuances of the moot court proceedings, and they have to undergo each and everything in detail in the campus itself. So that is already there with us for the newcomers, and for the people like me, they are having those capacity building sessions and they need to learn. Yes, ma'am, you are saying something. I'm talking about practical, ma'am. Obviously. Yes, ma'am. Yes. That is also there in the domain, ma'am. We are taking our students to.
Now I can tell you what you will do normally. Suppose somebody is interested in doing how actually then they are permitted to sit in the LCS benches, hear the hearing, the physical cost offline. Their first stage, don't worry. Actually, in physical form, their students, suppose if some company secretary, because I was NCLT member, I was telling you some of the members who were just that time started, so they used to come and they used to hear how appellant counsel or respondent counsel argue their cases, how their people, because there are so many juniors, how they are assisting us. So I have seen personally a company secretary as a as a counsel was doing better than the other professional. I will not tell that they were exceeding advocates, but they were doing. He was telling about the moot court, what you mean. That is, you can say a replica. That is not in the exact form. That is done in the college. Right.
I think everybody is waiting for lunch. Please.
Thank you so much.
Last time 2.5 years, and what he was quoting about the merger of subsidiary and holding, I think as the merger is there, maybe whatever the communication or the idea is having, if you can clarify the ideas for 2 lines, that would be better.
It has been lovely to see such an engaging session, and it's wonderful. And we thank ma'am so much for engaging with us. Before we come close to this program, I would request CS Sandeep KG also to kindly felicitate ma'am with a small memento. A round of applause, please, from the audience. Thank you so much. Quickly moving on to the next program now. We will release the e-souvenirs now. So it's time for a special moment, a formal release of e-souvenir for the 3rd National Convention. This publication commemorates the occasion and contains valuable articles related to the themes, sub-themes, and information about ICSI, ICSI IIP, and ICSI RVO. Thank you so much, dignitaries, for unveiling this significant publication. Thank you so much. And now, as we move to the close of the inaugural session, I would request CS Anuj Saraswat, Chairman of ICSI AIRC, to deliver a formal vote of thanks and bring the session to a close.
Thank you, Anushree. Moving towards the end of this inaugural session, let me take up some quotes from the dignitaries who were there on the dais. CS Sandeep Kumar Kejriwal talked about the importance and role of IP and RVs, and the sessions which includes on AI, which would be followed in today and tomorrow. CS Rupanjana, they talked about the values and ethics of the company secretaries, the RPs and the RVs. CS Manish Gupta rightly said about the recognition, encouraging presence of company secretaries in NCLT. Srimati Smita Pandey talked about IBC and Companies Act, which should evolve together. The Companies Act needs to be redefined, and other critical issues in the IBC and gaps in the ecosystem and way forward. Sri Vivek Gupta ji talked about flaws in the system, networking events for companies and independent directors, and engaging with the judiciary. And last but not the least, our chief guest, Sri Babul Supriyo talked about HI above AI and technological advancement. Well, we had a very enlightening and a very engaging inaugural session, but these programs would not have been possible without the contributions of the backstage team, the front stage team, and all the other sponsors who were behind this event. We are very much thankful to Corporate Suvidha, Comfort Lady, T. Chatterjee and Associates, Sumedha Finance, CDSL, Taxman, Khadim, Imami, and our radio partner 91.9 Friends FM, and other sponsors who have been there with us for throughout this program. We are very much thankful to our President, Vice President, Secretary, the Program Director, Sandeep Kejriwal sir, other Central Council members, CS Rupanjana De ma'am, other Regional Council members from East, the Institute of Insolvency Professional, the Institute of Registered Valuers, the CCGRT head, SK Jaina, EIRC head, Sri Amit Ghosal, on-screen delegates, off-screen delegates, volunteers, members, students, and everyone who have been with us throughout this program. Just to add on, towards the end, in the evening, we will be also having a cultural evening. So would request everyone to please enlighten yourself with that cultural evening. And before we disperse for the lunch, an announcement with the permission of our program directors. EIRC is also celebrating its regional PCS conference on 17th of January. So would request all of you to be a part of that program and enlighten yourself. Thank you for joining us in this inaugural session of 3rd National Conference of IP and RVs. Request Anusri to take over from here, and would request you to please be with us, not just for this day today, but tomorrow also. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai ICSI.
Requesting everyone present here to rise for the national anthem, please. We will resume with our panel discussions at 3:45 minutes from now. Thank you so much, everyone. Please proceed for lunch.